In this video, I create two pieces of art. One for just the sakes of wanting to do it, and the second one is a project that is way overdue. Let's get started. Welcome back. Here's a long awaited video. Boom, the server tray. I have a pair of crutches here, and it's because I have hurt myself while working. It's just temporary. Now back to brass tacks, because yeah, it's gonna be fun trying to navigate with that. Anyways, Godzilla eating a hot dog. It's completely out of my realm. I don't believe I have ever drawn a character eating food, but either way, that's what we're gonna do. The first thing we have to do is trace the bottom of the tray to get the exact size of our drawn area. Once that was done, it was time to begin our concept art. Now, I have been working on this idea for quite some time, and the subjects have changed quite a bit. From this, to this, to this, to this. And when the destined phone call I had with Tatiana came into play, we ended up with a little something like this. I didn't even attempt to hook up the projector to transfer this digital drawing, so I went and used that as a reference for the good old pencil and paper.
Hello, hi. Alright, so as you saw in the video, the concept art is done. For the most part, I'm just waiting to hear back from my buddy Andrew because he's a really big Godzilla fan just like I am. Anyways, so while this is going on, I'm actually going to be prepping a canvas that I put somewhere within reach. I'm going to gesso it and everything because I want to do a small little thing just because why not? You guys have been waiting patiently for me to do some art, so that's just going to be an offshoot one. So let's go ahead and get that canvas ready. We'll hear back from Andrew, and then if everything sounds good, looks good, then I'm going to transfer it over onto the server tray.
Alright, I wish I could be joking with y'all. The quickness that Andrew responded because I was talking with him about the piece I was making, he responded in about 20 seconds after I started gessoing this canvas. But he said, and I quote, "Looking spicy, bro, I love it." With those words to carry me through this piece, it was actually time to just let this piece dry with the gesso and get back to the Godzilla server tray. In order to transfer this properly and not have another art fiasco like my gesso versus non-gesso, you know, it should show up in the corner here if future me did it, I cut out the concept art, lined it up with the bottom of the tray to make sure the size is good. Perfect. And now it was time for the goated, the one, the only Sorol transfer paper. But this time, it's not the usual graphite shaded shade. This time, it's the white Sorol transfer paper because it's just going to be easier for me to see what I'm doing on this darker canvas. I taped down the art, made sure it was all lined up, and now it was time for the transfer. Now for the moment of truth. I was nervous. Was it successful in the transfer of this concept art to the tray? Did it take it? Sweet. The paints that you will be using in this video will be a mix of gold and fluid acrylics and Liquitech acrylic paint. I decided to work back to front, starting with the background. I was very on the fence about how much I wanted to keep with the original color of the tray, and I had thought about making it daytime and make it really bright, but it just didn't really feel right. Adding a base coat of purple to Godzilla so that way I can work better with the references of the grays and the blacks, just to give it that much accent. Then I came back to the moon. I decided to give it that full moon harvest yellow. Now while I was working on the moon and the chest, I started to see that this tray did not take well to working in layers for blending very well. I have to remember that I can only work on these in spurts, and this canvas is proving that I cannot work on this and add layers, because if you look at the moon that I added right here, I thought this was dry. Turns out it's very reactive, and I think this entire texture, whatever the surface is, I think it does not allow water to be mixed back in with the paint, which is very challenging, which means I can't work mixing, so I might have to do this like cell shaded at this point. I didn't think I was gonna have to do that. I'm gonna work on that canvas right there. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I just want to kind of do something. For the second piece, I wanted to do something with my main character I created years ago. This box head person, which has some meaning behind them, but that's for another video, for another time. The inspiration behind this piece was actually from a tag on a wall at this brunch place that Love and I had went to. And it read, "There are 2 rules for success. Number 1, never tell everything you know." That's it. So is this box person sitting on a chair on top of books and knowledge of what they know, and the spines of the books are quoting that saying. I was full on experimenting with this piece, and I decided to tone this canvas with a mix of India and yellow paints. I did not seal my graphite, and you can definitely see that it ran with the brushes. Normally, if this was like a commission or if someone was buying this piece or I was doing this for someone, I would have definitely restarted. But since it was for my own collection, it's cool, it's chill. This is what art's for. This is what just getting yourself in the paces just to learn. I now know what to do next time. For the background, I ran with this phthalo green, and that's when I found out this. Hello, hi, yes. So my phthalo green was actually bad. I ended up contacting Golden Paints and just told them, hey, I bought a bad bottle. And I wasn't really hoping for much, but I was kind of hoping that they were like, oh yeah, well, here you go. So they actually came through, and if I can reach it. To replace my 16-ounce bottle that was bad, I got 2 8-ounce bottles of phthalo green. So I appreciate y'all so much over there at Golden. Y'all truly live up to y'all's caliber, so thank you so much. Back to the video. This is where the details come in and start bringing this piece to life. Using the grays and blacks to make the scales and various textures that shows up on Godzilla's body more apparent, and honestly just fleshing out the other colors. I decided to try and use the whites as a base for the spikes on Godzilla, as a way the pink have something more to sit on rather than just a tray. We'll swap real quick to the second piece to allow the paint on the tray to dry, and I promise I won't be doing a lot of hopping back and forth. I know that bothers me too, but this quick segment is just me deciding on the colors of the books, and I decided to make each book pop more. Now what I am struggling with is the covering of the pencil markings, and I'm still trying to remember what it looked like. If anyone watching has any tips, leave them in the comments. Let me know. What do you do whenever you're painting and you're covering the main part with paint and you have your pencil references to go back on? Now back to Godzilla. Taking a step back, I wasn't feeling the spikes that run on the back of his head to his neck. It just looked off. So I worked a little bit more on the rest of the tray. Add a little bit darker tone to the chest and a few other areas. And I like to think that we're almost done with this.
I want to do the outer ring in red, and I want to write Godzilla, King of Monsters, like Godzilla, King of Monsters, and then have it in the Japanese font here. So it's like Godzilla, King of Monsters, and then put, Godzilla. Oh no, something along those lines. I want to put it in bright red for like Shin Godzilla. So I think I'll do that, and then I will have to look up how I want to do the font and kind of go from there. And that should be about it, because I don't want to overwork this. I think I like it how it is right now. I was going to put the hot dog cart up here, but I decided not to. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do that last bit, and then we'll be done.
To make this piece come full circle, get it, full circle, tray, circle, self-humor, I chose to have the border in red. I did it as a base coat of darker red and then the second coat of brighter red. Then, this was the genius big brain moment. I wanted to write on the tray, Godzilla. In Japanese, but then written in, of course, English. And then how it first appeared in 1954, asterisk here in case I'm reading the script and I forgot to put the year, and 2024. And this popped out way more than I thought it would, and I love it. And the piece is done, but you know what? Let's go ahead and resin these pieces to the garage sequence. Okay, I won't lie, there was a whole different part of this video where I was going to include the bits and pieces of me cutting it out. Originally, I did the second piece because I wanted to make a second piece, but I also did it because I had older resin that had yellowed because I didn't use it since, I don't know, a while ago, a year ago maybe, on my last resin piece, and I didn't want to destroy this tray. But I inevitably went back to Hobby Lobby when I had my appointment for my foot. Ankle update is still messed up. I'm out of commission for at least another 2 weeks. Yay, art. Boo, I really can't work. Anyways, I ended up buying new resin because I just didn't want to take the chance. Just make sure, obviously, you do have the proper PPE. I didn't have any more gloves. I have ran out, and that was kind of terrible. I washed off profusely. I had the area separated so that way there could be the minimum chance of debris getting onto the paintings. And well, honestly, that was pretty much it. I was going to get the rest of the resin, get on the top of the tray, make sure that part was said and done. And you know what? I was pretty happy with how it came out. Now, there's nothing left to do but to show you all the final shots to see the final results of this entire process. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, all that good YouTube jazz. Let's end in 2024 on a high note. And yeah, remember, stay in school, kids. I don't know why I said that. Oh, also, cool thing about resin, you can play with fire. Please don't play with fire. Use it responsibly. I don't want to be liable for anything. Oh yeah, the final shots. Thank you so much for watching. My favorite piece was the Godzilla piece, and of course the second piece was just to test the resin out, which I inevitably end up just getting new resin, so it didn't even matter doing it, but it was a good way for me to get back into it. This is probably going to be coming out at the very tail end of 2024, so thank you so much for an amazing year. Here's to 2025. Crazy, we're already a quarter way through the century, but that's neither here nor there. If you notice, the setup is a little bit different because announcement time. I am finally getting to those big pieces, the 24x48s. You can see a sneak peek behind me there. That's all you're gonna get. I have been anxious, I have been stressed, I have been doing so much in the background for it. There was gonna be other parts of this video that had more details about it, but I decided to cut it because it deserves its own video, maybe a little series. But yes, it is coming. It is time. As soon as I finish this video and all the other stuff behind the scenes and everything else, all the minute things, I'm not ready. I know y'all ain't ready because I'm not ready. But there's nothing left to do it but to do it. Nothing to it but to do it. I think the same. Anyways, I said already. Peace, love, and hot sauce. And as always, thanks for watching.